Okay, guys, what's going on? Wednesday, July the 20th, 2022. There we go. Appreciate you all tuning in. We are live here on the Daily Crow. We are taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, pardon the mess behind me as we continue to unpack and put the studio together, if you will. It is still an ongoing process. A lot of work will be done this weekend, but for now, this is sort of what you get. So either way, we are live, we are rocking, taking your questions, comments, calls. I see Youngblood, John Edward, Daddy O, Tyler Gay, DGD, Noah Johns, Connor, Jeff, Cody Gaskins, Brennan M, Rebecca, actually the first comment. What's going on, Rebecca? Appreciate you tuning in. Guys, thank you all so much. Really excited to chat with each and every single one of you. My guy Lance, what's up? Also, if you are in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel. The TDC Questions channel, be sure your questions are answered there. We've also got SEC Media Days rocking on the Mac desktop here to my right. So, great day to have a day here on a Wednesday here on this hump day. And again, I want to hear from you all. First things first, guys, of course, as always, the Daily Crow brought to you by our friends over at Carolina Ale House. And we had a great call with them yesterday, great conversation. We got some big things in the pipeline, guys, and a lot of stuff we're working on. The fine folks with Carolina Ale House and their partners over at Milson Coors. We are going to do some branding and marketing with them in regards to giving away free merchandise to each and every single one of you if you come out to the events. Also giveaways, stuff like that. Really, really exciting stuff. They might even be partnering up with us for the tailgate. So, yes, I'm talking free beer. So, no, Lance, it's not Busch lattes, but a Miller latte when free, I think serves just the same purpose and is just as good, tastes just as good on the lips as a Busch latte will. A free Miller latte, I think, could satisfy your craving. Either way, we're doing some big things with them, guys. Again, check out your local Carolina Ale House. And, of course, the TSUS Tour begins tomorrow at Carolina Ale House down in Summerville, South Carolina. Really looking forward to that. I hope to see all the Summerville Gamecocks, all my low country Gamecocks down there. The full schedule for the TSUS Tour is on social media. Look at our Instagram. It's pinned to the top of our Instagram. But really excited to get there. Again, check out your local Carolina Ale House either way. They've got over 65 beers on tap. Great food, also plenty of TVs for you to watch anything, right? For you to watch whatever you want to watch. But, of course, Gamecock Sports, Carolina Ale House is the spot to go to watch all of your Gamecocks athletics. And, again, I appreciate those fine folks over at Carolina Ale House for their love and support. And, again, a fantastic partner, and cannot wait to do even bigger and better and more things with them as we move forward. Also, guys, in case you missed it, no Tin Roof tonight. I will be posting a graphic a little bit later today announcing the final Tin Roof show, at least of the Wednesday shows we've been doing. The final Tin Roof show will take place Wednesday, August the 3rd. That will be the final one. Wednesday, August the 3rd. That will be one final ride, one last hurrah. I just hit the desk. I apologize. Hold on one second, guys. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, that wasn't even the Muschamp hackers that time. That was my fault because I hit my desk and it messed the cords all up. So I apologize. Anyways, what I was saying, one final hurrah at Tin Roof will be Wednesday, August the 3rd. We might do some one-off shows here and there, pregame, postgame, game week type stuff, but this will be the final of our Wednesday shows at Tin Roof. So, again, I'll make that announcement a little bit later today, but really, really good stuff, and I appreciate those fine folks at Tin Roof, man. It's been incredible working with them, and more on that later. Also, don't be too upset with me. Do not be too upset with me. But no Daily Crow tomorrow. I have made that decision. No Daily Crow tomorrow. No Daily Crow next Thursday. And the reason is very simple. Because tomorrow we are heading to Summerville. Next Thursday we are heading to Myrtle Beach. Those are by far the two longest drives for our TSUS tour. Okay, so we got a 3-hour drive tomorrow, and we've got a 4-hour drive to Myrtle next week. And I just don't think it's really feasible to do a 2-hour live show and then hop in the car and go 3 hours down the road and then be at the Carolina Ale House location. So, hey, Summerville Gamecocks, my Myrtle Beach Gamecocks, I got a lot of love for you. I'm going to make the trip. I'm going to make the drive, but you are way the hell out there, especially from where I'm currently located now, especially Myrtle. Myrtle's not close to anything. You're literally tucked away up there in the top corner of the state. You know what I mean? Myrtle Beach might as well be in North Carolina. I mean, truly. I got a lot of love for you Myrtle guys, but I'm just saying, it's way up there. It's way out there. Why couldn't it have been Carolina Ale House Hilton Head, right? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, though, there will be no Daily Crow tomorrow just because of the drive and having to get in the car and go 3 hours. But we'll have a great time tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to it, man. The TSUS tour again is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's something that's been in my mind. It's something that's been at the forefront and that I've had a goal of, and something I sort of spoke into existence and manifested. So for it to become a reality and us to actually be doing this and hitting the road and meeting you guys, of course, also we'll have the koozies. I am picking up the Beamer Ball towels tomorrow as well, which I cannot wait. Those things look incredible. Shout out my dude, Rob, Sitting Pretty Print Shop. My dude, Rob, is absolutely crushing. He's absolutely crushing, and I really do appreciate his hard work. And we'll have those on sale at all of the TSUS Tour events, at all the Carolina Ale House events, all of the watch parties in the fall. We'll have them on sale at all of our tailgates as well. So really, really looking forward to that. Also, they'll be available via our online store. I see a question from Travis Lee. Are the Beamer Ball towels going to be at Rivals? No. As of right now, they are not. And, Travis, with all due respect to our retail vendors, I would prefer probably them not to be there just because of I say that's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. If they want to get them in there, I will hit those guys. If they want to carry them, then I will do so. If they want to carry them, I was just thinking that it might be more trouble than it's worth. But if they want to carry them, I'd obviously be more than happy to drop them off. But for now, I will have the Beamer Ball towels on hand at all events, and I will sell them on the online store. I'll just go ahead and say this and put this out there, guys. If you can buy them in person, I would greatly appreciate that, because it eliminates the shipping side. Shipping can get very annoying, as I'm sure you're all familiar. But either way, if you want to buy it on the online store, you're more than welcome to, and I do appreciate that. But I will have them on hand at every single event at Carolina Ale House. Every single live thing I do, period, I will be carrying them. And, of course, the tailgates actually on game day. Let's see. Somebody asked, Dylan Potter, where'd you move? Greenville, South Carolina. We are in Greenville. We are now located in Greenville. Chase Floyd, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Craig Phillips, Chris, you need a mini bus with your setup in it and a driver so you can still do the show on the long drives. Well, Craig, this isn't like a normal thing. So that's, I will say this. If somebody's got, $20,000 they want to donate and they want to buy us a TSUS, the T-Sus bus, be my guest. If you want to donate $100,000 or however much a mobile home costs, and we can do that. But those things cost money, Craig. Those things cost money. So for now, for now we're rocking how we are. Cocky Twan, what's up, Chris? 9-3 losses to A&M, Georgia, and Clemson. Yeah, hey, the hype is rolling, my friend. The hype is rolling. The buzz is enormous. Of course, obviously, Beamer and Company speaking at SEC Media Days yesterday, they absolutely crushed it. I mean, they crushed it. And I tell you, of course, the podcast did drop this morning, episode 677. Episode 677 of the podcast. Full recap and thoughts on SEC Media Days. And of course, we continued along with our 2022 season preview, opponent preview series, talking Arkansas today. And then we had a great conversation with Brian Elam, former South Carolina defensive back. So check out the podcast, of course. But I will tell you this. Because DGD says, seems like Beamer was hyped for Media Days. What I took away from Beamer's appearance, I think he did well last year, right? I think he did well in his appearance, his first ever SEC Media Days. You could tell maybe he was a little bit nervous, but that was to be expected, but he knocked it out of the park, right? We all agreed. I sensed a calmness from Shane Beamer and a confidence. And I think the reason is this. I think Shane Beamer knows he has a good football team. And I'm not saying that in the sense that he knows he has a team that's going to win the SEC East or anything crazy like that. But when it comes to overachieving expectations set by national media and Vegas and over-under win totals, Shane Beamer came off to me as someone that again, there's a calmness and a confidence that we have a good football team. You know, last year the hype was generated around off the field things. We were just happy we had a new coach and we didn't have to deal with slapdick Muschamp anymore, right? We were just excited to be excited again for game day and for the future kind of football. The difference this year, a year later, guys, is this. We have real on-field reasons to be excited, right? You go win 7 games, you win a bowl game, this guy gets doused in mayo, you add Spencer Rattler, Wells, Stogner, Devontae Reed, Terrell Dawkins, you bring back 93% of your offensive production, you bring back a defense that I would argue has more talent this year, and we saw what Clayton White did more with less a season ago. There's a lot of on-field reason to be excited. There's a lot of on-field reason to have buzz. And Shane Beamer already showed in year 1, it's just one season, but he already showed he's going to put this football team in a position to maximize their potential and overachieve. I think that's why you saw that calmness and that confidence from Shane Beamer. That's why you're seeing all this hype. That's why you're seeing all this buzz. That's why you're seeing all this excitement. I mean, you've seen Tim Tebow, Jordan Rodgers, Roman Harper, Takeo Spikes. Everybody on the SEC Network panel is showing love and showing hype. And I can't recall in SEC Media Days, it's been quite a while since South Carolina, and it's just talking season, right? Doesn't matter. You don't win games right now. You don't win games at SEC Media Days. But it feels good to have some on-field reasons to be excited for Carolina football again. You know, because, again, last year it was all just, well, thank God we're excited for game day. You know, the uncertainty, right, was what made us excited. Like, thank goodness Muschamp's not roaming the sidelines again. You know what I mean? Like, thank God. Thank God. But now there's on-field reasons. Now there's on-field reasons to be excited. And I'm fired up. You know, I see some of you, I see some folks comment and shy away from the hype and, oh, you know, I hate having expectations. I hate people picking us to win. I hate them talking positively about us. Why? That is such a loser mentality. It's just such a loser mentality. Like, I'm loving it. What would you rather? I would so much rather. Here's the thing, guys. I preach perspective, and I Cocky Twan and Luke RJ and those folks that are picking us to go 9-3, and I try to keep people inject perspective and understand. I think it's important to see both sides of the coin, right? Like, understand, hey, we could have won 9 last year. We could have won 4. See both sides, right? Keep perspective to a degree. But I would much rather have to inject perspective and talk people down from having these wild dreams and expectations and hope and optimism versus I'd rather do that than versus having to get people excited for football. That was 2020. Nobody was fired up about Carolina football going in the 2020 season. Nobody. The only people that were us as diehards that were just happy football was going to be played because of COVID. Like, I would so much rather be on this side of, hey, man, you know, we're probably not going to win 10 games this year. We're probably not going to win 9. I'd rather have to talk people down than have to be like, come on, guys, let's get fired up. Let's get excited for football season. You know what I mean? So I love it. I love the hype. I love the expectations. I love because guess what, guys? Guess who's watching SEC Media Days? Prospects, recruits, everyone, the national, everybody. And so yesterday they're tuned in and they're hearing South Carolina. You know, it's so funny. You got Kentucky who's beaten Carolina, 7 of the last 8 seasons? And they're all asking this panel yesterday, who's the team in the SEC East that's going to challenge Georgia? Who's the team that – South Carolina. You don't hear anything about Tennessee. You don't hear anything about Kentucky. You don't hear anything about Florida. Those fan bases are just they are – nobody's saltier than those fan bases today. Nobody. But why? I mean, I love it. I love the hype. I love the expectations. I love – again, I want to – it's year 2, be realistic, but I love it. I love it. Give us all the hype. Put all the expectations on us, right? If we go 6-6, it's not because we had hype and expectations. It's because we didn't play good football. Bottom line, we got the same chance to go 6-6. We got the same chance to go 6-6. If we go into the season with no expectations and low hype versus if we go into the season with hope and optimism and crazy high expectations. And William Yeck says you're on crack if you think we have more hype than Tennessee. William Yeck, I'm just saying based off of yesterday and these guys talking, these SEC Network guys, they're the ones. 2 of the 3 on the panel picked Carolina as the team to be second in the East. It's not me, William Yex. It's them. I'm just telling you exactly what they said. South Carolina was the topic of conversation yesterday, and I understand it was the Gamecocks' day at SEC Media Days, and so they're gonna fluff it up a little bit because we're speaking, and I get that, but still, it was crazy to see all the hype we were catching. It was wild to see, and again, I loved it. I loved it. I do love it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. All the positive buzz and momentum and excitement. And, guys, I think the big reason is this. You add it. I'll go out there and say this. Maybe this is stating the obvious. If Luke Doty, and it's not meant as a slight to him, but if Luke Doty's this team's starting quarterback, we're not getting remotely the hype that we are right now. Not even remotely. And it just, again, guys, it just goes to show you, and it's what I've said before, you have a quarterback, you have a chance. When you've got that guy, changes everything. Jordan Rodgers was talking about it yesterday, right? Hey, they don't have to be All-Americans at every position. They don't have All-American O-linemen and receivers and running backs and tight ends. And that's not meant as a slight, but what it's meant as, Spencer Rattler is going to elevate everybody's game. He's going to make everybody around him better. He is elite. He is talented. I'm not saying he's going to win the Heisman, but these slapdick people that just think Rattler's some bum. They think he's a bum. It is a lazy, uninformed take. That's all. It's a lazy, uninformed take.
Will from Nerdy Myrtle.
There we go. Will, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. Enjoying talking season. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you asking. I'm excited to see you guys next week. I don't know if you'll be there. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm really hoping you guys in Myrtle Beach show out and make that 4-hour drive worth every minute. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm challenging y'all a little bit. I'm gonna challenge Myrtle Beach a little bit, and Somerville too, So.
I'm definitely gonna be there, bro. You can bet that. But yeah, I just want to call and say, first off, I love Zemer yesterday. I think I'm just so impressed by the way is charismatic, the way everything carries over is just genuine and not like cringy. And it's just nice to have a coach to get behind and to really be able, he reminds me of a, Spurrier type. It's just good with the way he says stuff. And also I want to say, I don't know if you caught that Zach Pickens comment where he talked about Texas A&M not having any good running backs coming back this year. But I thought that was some pretty good fuel for Texas A&M because he said they lost all their good running backs last year. I don't know if you heard that or caught that.
Talking about A&M lost all their good running backs?
Yeah, they asked him about A&M what challenge they would have. And he said last year they had like the best running back tandem they played. But this year they didn't have any good running backs. But
yeah, I think I might have missed that comment. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, and they just, I don't know if you saw Anais Smith got in trouble yesterday or today or whatever. So who knows, man? A&M, maybe A&M's overrated again. Maybe they're 8-4 bound again. I don't know. It's a lot of pressure on Jimbo. A lot of pressure on them because again, you pull in a $30 million recruiting class, best ever. There's obviously tons of pressure to win immediately. So.
Yeah, but just real positive coming away from yesterday. Everybody talking about it. Anybody that's a Gamecock fan that doesn't like that, I don't know what are you signing up for, man. I mean, that's what we're here for, is to have people talk positive about us and to make us feel like we got a chance. I mean, what good is it when you don't hear anything about yourself? You know what I mean? Like, you want to be relevant. That's the whole point. And the more we hear about it is the more the recruits are hearing about it, right? Like, so it's good. Everything came out of yesterday was a real positive thing, and just real happy and excited to get the season started. Yeah, I mean,
again, games are not won at SEC Media Days. Talking season's just that, talking season, and it's you face reality in the SEC real quick. And I've talked about it before that we've certainly had preseasons where we've gotten all hype and excited, and then you play Georgia in week 2 or 3, and you come crashing back down to reality very, very quickly when you realize just how how much the gap is or how far you are from being exactly where you want to be. But again, I would so much prefer, even if we go 7-5, whatever, I'd so much prefer this be the tone of the conversation than the opposite. You know what I mean? So, and again, I just think it speaks to, Carolina they only went 7-6 last year, went 6-6 in the regular season. It's not like we won 10 games, but yeah, it definitely speaks to Beamer and his positivity and the way he's branded the program and marketed the program. And I mean, yesterday was just a day, and I think it is for every SEC coach, but yesterday was just a day to sell South Carolina football in the university. I mean, that's what Beamer did, and I think he did a great job of doing that. He hit on all the points. He hit on NIL. He hit on what they're doing as a program. So, because all those guys are watching, right? All those recruits are watching. So, yeah, it was a great day, man. And again, games aren't won in July, but it's a big piece of it. I mean, I don't want a coach that's dog shit at the podium. You know what I mean? You want a guy who's obviously well spoken, and I mean, I was going to say this is meant as no disrespect, but who really gives a damn? But like, I watch a guy like Eli Drinkwitz, and like, he's just such a goofball. Like, I don't want that guy as my coach. Mike Leach gets away with it because he's Mike Leach. But like, I don't want Beamer to go up there and be like, I don't have an opening statement, ask questions. Like, carrying yourself with the media in the right way, it does go a long way, and perception's reality, and your image is everything. And glad we have Beamer to lead the charge in that regard.
And also, I want to add that listening to the players talk yesterday, I think I was second guessing him not bringing Rattler and some other guys. I think he chose the right guys. I mean, the guys just all preached about the culture. You could see the joy in their eyes. They talked about, Beamer gave a little shot to Muschamp about how everybody's excited to come to the building, and maybe they weren't so much excited to get there before he showed up. I think everybody really kind of exuded what Beamer was talking about, how everybody's really close. And the team seems like, it's family. And maybe Spencer Rattler would have, not saying he wouldn't have been good, but maybe that would have overlooked some things that he wanted to concentrate on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I think he picked the right people.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was happy for Gwynn, Joyner, and Pickens. I think that, the reasoning makes sense. Guys who have played a lot of football at South Carolina and have put in their blood, sweat, and tears and have given their all to the program. They've been through the best of times. They've been through the worst of times, most certainly. Again, selfishly, from the content perspective, would I have loved to have seen Spencer Rattler there? Yes. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, I don't think I even saw a single Jovan Gwynn quote from yesterday. I didn't. Just call it for what it is. I didn't. And Rattler. But again, I respect. I'm not sitting here like whatever. It's. I don't even want to spend 5 minutes talking about the whole Rattler to media days thing because it's over. It didn't happen. Those guys did a great job. They represented USC well. It really was about Beamer and the team. The team. He didn't want to make it about Spencer and just him. And Rattler's going to get plenty of media appearances and stuff like that. Again, selfishly, I view it from a content perspective. Would I have loved to have had 100 Spencer Rattler quotes to post and a bunch of Spencer Rattler video? And yeah, I would have loved that. But no, I mean, listen, Shane Beamer's not operating South Carolina football based off my content wishes. So I understand why he did it. And those guys did a great job. And again, we'll hear from Rattler a lot, as we go through fall camp and all that. But yeah, I mean, it made sense. It made sense to me why they went.
And you don't win or lose games on SEC Media Day, but I have to say that Beamer won that day. I think Beamer won. I think there's so much positive. You know what I mean? Like, we won a lot of attention from people yesterday, and maybe that's what he wanted. The concentration on Beamer rather than the team. But anyway, I'll jump up off of here, bro. I'll definitely see you Thursday. I'll be out there for sure. All right, bro.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. I can't wait. Can't wait for next week in Myrtle, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, later, bro.
Yeah, man. Take care. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. Yeah, Spencer's going to get plenty of FaceTime this fall for sure. There's no doubt. We got SEC Media Days on the tube here. SEC Media Days on the tube to my right. Great day to have a day. Again, guys, in case you missed it, no TDC tomorrow. I know things are kind of crazy, But for these next 2 Thursdays, because of the long drives to Somerville and Myrtle Beach, I just don't think it makes a lot of sense to do a 2-hour show, like especially next week, like do a 2-hour show. I literally don't have time to do it. Like we literally, with a 4-hour drive, I'm going to have to leave my house around noon. We'll get there around 4:30 or so. This doesn't make any sense. Let's see. William Yex, do you think the Georgia State game is going to be packed? I think Liberty Weekend could hurt attendance. I'm hoping it's rocking and a sellout. I think it'll be a good crowd. I think it'll be slightly more than EIU last year. I don't think it's a sellout. Just because, again, it's not because of anything negative about Beamer or Carolina football. It's just games don't sell out anymore, really. I mean, Georgia will sell out, especially if you beat Arkansas. Georgia will sell out, but Georgia State ain't Georgia, right? Georgia State ain't Georgia. So they're showing Rattler on the old tube right now. But Georgia State's not Georgia. So, I mean, listen, you couldn't even produce a sellout for a night game for Beamer's debut as head coach in a game that you were a 42.5-point favorite. Again, there's so many reasons not to go, guys. And like you said, it's Labor Day weekend and tickets are expensive. And so I think it'll be a good crowd. I think there will be a very good crowd. I think it'll be a little bit more than EIU last year. I don't think it's a sellout. Jordan Cooper, what is the strength of our schedule? I think they said it was like 15th or 8th. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's just tough. Let's see. Hunter Johnson, Georgia State will be sold out because everyone wants to see how Rattler looks. There's more believers this year. Just look at the spring game turnout. Hunter, I still disagree. I don't think it's a sellout. I think it's a good crowd. I don't think it's a sellout. I could be wrong. I'd love to see it be a sellout. Of course, I will be in attendance. I will be there. We'll have our TSUS tailgate. Again, I'll be in the building. Really, really looking forward to that. But, yeah, anyways. WB Prothman, are there any guys being looked at in the Peach Jam? Yeah, WB, there's a guy there named, I believe his name's G.G. Jackson. I think he's a pretty popular one. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Shane Beamer stole the show yesterday. Yeah, I mean, it was a great day yesterday. Again, the hype, the buzz, the momentum, it's incredible. We continue to get it. And again, when you have, they're talking SEC quarterbacks right now on SEC Media Days. And it just, again, when you have a guy like Spencer Rattler, when you've got that guy under center, it just completely changes the way that your football team is viewed. And like I said before, there's going to be slapdicks out there that really try to use last season and Spencer Rattler's season in Norman last year and just look how terrible he was. Guys, let's really go back to last year, right? Let's go back to last year. He lost his job, flat out, lost his job. No getting around that. But in that season last year, he didn't lose a game. He completed 75% of his passes, and he threw 11 touchdowns to 5 picks. Guys, hear me out. I'm not sitting here saying Spencer Rattler is going to win the Heisman this year. I'm not saying he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. But let's make something very clear. Those statistics that I just rattled off, 75% completion percentage, didn't lose a game, threw 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Those statistics make you a god in Columbia. They do. And I'm not saying that to like belittle Carolina football, but it's just the truth. It's the truth. They make you a god. Those stats are so much. I would have killed for Luke Doty to have those stats last year. I would have killed for Zeb Nolan to have those stats last year. Would have killed for Jason Brown to have those stats last year. Also, the key, he didn't lose a game as a starter. He's 15-0 in his last 15. Guys, to say that Spencer Rattler is a bum, it's such a lazy take. Did he get benched? Yes, he did. Who did he get benched for? Caleb Williams, who is a 5-star do-it-all everything guy. It isn't like he got benched for Zeb Nolan, no offense. It's not like he got benched for Luke Doty, no offense. Like, it's just such a lazy, uninformed take in my mind to say that, oh, Rattler's a bum. This is what he did against Big 12 defenses. This is what he did against. Bro, I don't give a damn what league he was playing in. I understand we're all like ego, all big and mighty. We're the SEC. We're just, everybody sucks compared to us. Guys, Oklahoma State would wax that South Carolina team last year. Like, there are Big 12 teams that would beat the shit out of Carolina. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so let's be careful to heap all the, the Big 12 they just suck, and that's why his stats were good. I mean, I hear you. I hear you in the sense of the Big 12 ain't as good as the SEC, but it's kind of like saying, like, when you pick up a guy in baseball from another conference, it's like, well, is he going to hit SEC pitching? It's like, dude, you hit 300 in another league, you're a pretty damn good hitter. Listen, I'm not saying Spencer Rattler is going to win the Heisman in the SEC. I'm not saying there ain't going to be an adjustment, but he's a pretty good football player. Like, you don't have all the accolades you had as a prospect and a recruit. You don't have all the accolades if you ain't worth a damn. By the way, Greg McElroy ranking his top 5 quarterbacks in the SEC. Spencer Rattler ranked 3rd. Spencer Rattler ranked 3rd by Greg McElroy. He's got, well, I just had the graphic. I'm going to post it right now on Twitter. See, that's why I love this dual monitor thing. I can just be on here on Twitter. If the combo slows down, I can just be sitting here on Twitter, just hanging out, seeing what old Twitter's got to say. By the way, guys, great pod that dropped this morning, episode 677. We're going to hit episode 1,000 before you know it. Episode 677, a full breakdown of SEC Media Days, everything that was said, everything that happened, my major takeaways, and then, of course, our opponent preview series continues as I talked to the Arkansas Razorbacks today. So, let's see. Shoot. There we go. He's got Bryce Young 1. He's got Stetson Bennett 2nd. How about that? Stetson Bennett getting love. Rattler 3rd, Hooker 4th, KJ Jefferson 5th. Stetson Bennett 2nd. Wow. Stetson Bennett 2nd. I will be damned. That's something else. Oh, let's see. Cody, I understand the SEC is the best conference and everything. I understand it. I'm just saying that, like, I think, again, it's a lazy take to say, oh, he was in the Big 12. He sucks. Like, what? They still play football in the Big 12. Like, I know it's a little bit of a different brand of football, but they still play football. I think the whole conference pride thing is weird. I'm not a conference pride guy. Like, I'm glad Carolina's in the SEC, but it goes back to the whole conversation argument of all this conference realignment, and people have their hypotheticals, and it's more like off-season talk than it is anything about should South Carolina have ever left the ACC. If they were still in the ACC, would they have a conference title by now or a couple? And it's like, I know people hate that conversation, but it's like, dude, conference pride, you don't get trophies for having conference pride. You get trophies for winning your conference. So guess what? While South Carolina was winning Outback Bowls, Clemson was winning ACC titles. And guess what? ACC titles are cooler than Outback Bowls. Hate to tell you, it's just the truth. Conference pride, to hell with conference pride. I want to win a ring. Don't you? To hell with conference pride, bro. Anyways. Eight 843-790-3377. By the way, the Panthers new black helmets. I don't know if we got any Panthers fans tuned in. Fire. That all black look is incredible. Anyways. Yeah, people want to talk about how the SEC's almighty and the Big 12 sucks. Mizzou literally won the East in 13 and 14. Like I mean, so you tell me, you know what I mean? Jonathan Bowers, what's really going on with Rick Sandage? Jonathan, what's really going on is he is hurt. He had a leg injury, and I just don't think he's recovered. It sucks, but that's why probably in a couple of weeks when I do my position unit preview series and I talk defensive tackles, I will not probably have him in my top 5 because I just cannot count on him to be healthy. I just, it's unfortunate. It sucks. The former 4-star prospect. I remember when we picked him up in recruiting, and I thought that was such a huge pickup, and he had a lot of talent. But, part of being a good football player is being able to stay healthy. And if you can't do that, then you can't be a good athlete or a good football player, and you can't service our team. And it's just the reality that he just can't do that right now. So I hate it. I hope he gets healthy, but yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. It really does suck, to be honest with you. Anyways, guys, I want to hear from you. Come on, let's get the questions rolling. Christian Carver, if South Carolina can win at least 4 conference games, that's 7 possible wins right there. Yeah. I mean, and I've got them going 8-4, 4-4 in league play. I think 7-5 is very doable. Again, of course, today we talked about the Arkansas Razorbacks and just the opponent preview and kind of broke them down a little bit, and also the overall outlook of Arkansas and their schedule and what that game means for both teams, right? And it's a huge game. It is a huge, huge game because, Arkansas, all these expectations and year 3 of Pittman, and most people say that, year 3 is when you really see the trajectory of a program, and they won 9 games last year, won the Outback Bowl. And so it's like, what is Arkansas, right? Are they a team that's ready to take the next step and challenge Alabama and challenge A&M and be a top third of the SEC West type of ball club? Or, was it a fluke last year? And then you got South Carolina, who's got all this hype and all these expectations and all this momentum. And fairly or unfairly, a lot of you out there, a lot of Gamecock fans are basically resting the entire season on week 2, which I think is unwise to do, but you're not going to listen to me. Many of you are doing that. So I look at it as a huge opportunity for South Carolina. It's going to be a really, really tough game on the road. Arkansas is a good football team. They return 4 or 5 starters in the offensive line. They're a very physical football team, both offensively and defensively. And so South Carolina will be tested in that regard. But it's a game. It's not the most important. Let me say that again. Arkansas is not the most important game of this season. You can lose to Arkansas. Still have a really good year. It's possible. Hey, you can start 1-2 and still have a good year. But it's the biggest swing game of the season. Because if you beat Arkansas, and I don't think if you beat Arkansas, you're going to win the East. Guys, it doesn't matter. Georgia's going to win the East. Bottom line, period, end of discussion. Let's just go ahead and get that out of our heads. They're going to win the East. Georgia's the cream of the crop. They're not going to take that big of a step back. They're going to win the SEC East. It's not even close. The talent gap between them and the second best team in the East, it's not even close. But if you beat Arkansas, all of a sudden, 8 wins comes into play. I mean, it very much so comes into your reality, right? And I think if you beat Arkansas, the expectations will change, right? I mean, the expectations go from, man, 8 wins would be a great year. I'd sign up for that in a heartbeat. To if you beat Arkansas, it's like, well, we should win 8. We should win 8 games. If we don't win 8, it's a disappointment. But huge opportunity, huge swing game. You got to be excited for that one. I know so many fans are headed to Fayetteville for that one. We'll have a fantastic watch party at Carolina Ale House, I think, in downtown Greenville. I think that will be the spot. That will be the location. But it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be an absolute blast. Let's see. I dig music. What can be done to improve in road games? I dig music. I don't think there's anything particularly you do. I think they did all they could do to improve in road games in the sense of going and getting better football players. I think to go win on the road, you look at last year, you played some good teams on the road. That was part of your problem. You played Georgia. You played Texas A&M, right? You played Tennessee. You played some quality football teams on the road. So, your schedule didn't help. And if you're not a good football team, your weaknesses, I feel like, on the road are only going to be maximized, right? You have to go into somebody else's house. They're hyped. They're fired up. The venues in the SEC are all tough outside of Vandy and maybe Missouri as well. But all the venues, for the most part, are tough. It's just one of those things where it's and I guess you lost at Mizzou last year too. But it's just one of those things where you need to be a good football team to win the road. So I think South Carolina is a better football team this year. They're not a great football team. They're a better football team. So I think the road The road record should improve. It has to improve. Has to improve. You're not going to have a good season if you can't win on the road. You're just not. If you go 1-4, if you go 1-4 on the road again, it's going to be a tough year. It's just going to be a tough year. It is. It's going to be. It's not going to be the year we all hope it is. Because again, what are your road games? At Arkansas, at Kentucky, at Vanderbilt, at Florida, and at Clemson. Right? Got to go 2-3 at minimum. Got to go 2-3. Obviously, Vandy's a dub, right? Vandy should be a dub. It has to be a dub. If it's not, we got a whole other slew of issues. Are you beating Kentucky? Are you beating Arkansas? Are you beating Florida? Are you beating Clemson? Got to go 2-3 at minimum, I think. 2-3 at minimum to have a good year. Let's see. Carbine plays. How good is Hooker for Tennessee? Is he truly Heisman level? Heisman level's aggressive. Good football player, though. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. It will be a tough task for us to stop him. I think Tennessee's a 9-win football team. I actually think they're pretty good this year. I think that offense under Heupel's real. I think they will have a good season. Owen Turner, who is beside Pickens, Tonka Hemingway, or Alex Huntley? I think MJ Webb is a guy you look at. I think Nick Barrett, I think his name is. One of the new guys. I think he's from Florence or something like that. You look at on the inside, who am I forgetting? I feel like we're forgetting some people. Sandage obviously hurt. Who am I forgetting here? Yeah, y'all remind me. You put me on the spot here. My brain's a little fried. But Shane Beamer claims the defensive tackles are the deepest group that we have. Terrell Dawkins can play inside if you really need it. So got to stop the run better though. You got to do a better job stopping the run. How about Kelsey Quarles tuning in? Kelsey would know a lot better than I do. Mizzou is a tough place. Shout out, by the way, Kelsey Quarles, an all-time Gamecocks great. Kelsey, we need to get you on the show. Shout out to Kelsey Quarles, man. Hey, Kelsey's won at Mizzou before. He knows how tough it is. So I would say in comparing the venues, in my personal opinion, it's not like the top one. But, again, Kelsey would know a lot more than I do. So, hey, Mizzou, a tough place. They've also renovated their stadium. So, shout out to Kelsey Quarles, though, tuning in the Daily Crow. How about that? You love that. You love that. Travis Allen wants you to call in, Kelsey. Travis Allen wants you to call in. John Edward, yes, I will separate. I believe I got to look at my notes, but I'm pretty sure I will separate the ends and the tackles in the previews. So I will separate the ends and the tackles. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Bill Luttrell locks it in. South Carolina will win 8 games. Beamer's the SEC Coach of the Year. Would an 8-4 season get Beamer Coach of the Year? I think it probably depends on what everybody else does. Not your average sports kid. Chris, why can't we beat Georgia and win the East? Not saying we will. Calm down, everyone, but asking why not. So you're asking why am I not picking Georgia or Carolina to beat Georgia? And here's the thing, guys. I'll even go this far. People ask me, who would you rather beat, Georgia or Kentucky? I say Kentucky. Here's why. I think even if South Carolina beats Georgia, we're not winning the SEC East. I think over the long haul, I said the best case scenario is 8-4 for this football team. Maybe it's 9-3. But Georgia, they might lose a game, 2 maximum. Okay? I picked Georgia to go undefeated. Not your average sports kid. The reason I picked that and the reason I don't pick Carolina to beat Georgia, it's just talent, man. Talent. Georgia simply has more talented football players. They've got more in number, and they've got more in a greater level. They've got more than we do. That's it. Simple as that. Let's jump to the phone lines. Phil, what's going on, man? How are you?
Pretty good, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's going on, my friend?
I was just going to ask you how the Greenville treating you.
Greenville's well. Yeah, I'm actually, for the first time since I've been here, getting out into downtown tonight. Going to go to dinner we're going to go to dinner. I guess I'm like, why am I giving away like my location? No, we're gonna go to dinner in
Right.
downtown. Gonna be checking it out tonight, but it's been great, man. Loving the spot. It's obviously not put together yet, but ordered some floating shelves last night on Amazon. So slowly but surely putting things together. But oh yeah, man, it's a massive upgrade, and I'm already extremely happy with it. And yes, enjoying myself, man.
That's awesome. Happy for you, man. I would just recommend, as somebody that's kind of from around that area, watch out for Sparkle City, Spartanburg. They will straight up stab you there. So just be careful when you're getting into the Spartanburg city limits. I would recommend staying around Greenville as opposed to Spartanburg. But wanted to mention that Carolina Rugby, we've got a new Rucking Roosters episode out now. We've got a former head coach, actually my head coach at Carolina, and also a teammate of a lot of guys that just recently graduated by the name of Micah Stewart, who was an excellent rugby player, are participating in the Rugby Wheelchair League World Cup that is coming up in England, I think in October. So we talked about that. Really cool. And also possibly today at 5 p.m., we're going to have a live stream on the Gamecock Rugby YouTube, Twitter, all of that fun stuff. And that is going to be regarding, we've got 2 Carolina Gamecock alumni that are in Israel right now participating in the Maccabea Games, which is kind of like the Olympics for Jewish athletes. So these guys, the 2 guys that I'm going to be talking to, went to Carolina and are now representing the United States of America there in Israel.
That's incredible,
cool.
man. Might have to tune in. Yeah, everybody tune into that live stream at 5 o'clock if you guys have it. But no, glad to hear that, man. Great things happening with South Carolina rugby, and I'm not surprised at all, man. John Roberts obviously doing a great job, and you guys have got a strong organization over there. So happy to hear it.
For sure. Last thing here, just wanted to kind of break up the football talk for a moment. Gigi, it seems like he's coming to South Carolina, which is an absolutely huge deal. I know everybody's focused on football right now. But to get him through the door at South Carolina, you know, the number 1 or number 2, depending on who you ask, recruit in high school basketball is a huge accomplishment for this new staff. And it brings it you know, restores a bit of confidence, I guess, in Carolina basketball. He might, I mean, probably going to be a one and done situation, but they really need to be able to build with him if he comes through the door. It's about 7 years too late, with Frank Martin in that Final Four run that we had, however long ago it was at this point. I'm missing up my years, but it would have been nice to have that type of talent come through the door after the Final Four, and it's awesome at the same time, but it's also it's sad that we weren't able to capitalize on that type of talent with the Final Four run.
Yeah, I mean it's why Frank Martin is no longer here. It's just it's tough to wrap your head around. But no, you're right, man. We're all focused on football, obviously, just being 45 days away. But that when that news drops, I'll go out there. I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't think it's a matter of if Gigi Jackson's coming to South Carolina. I think it's a matter of when he announces he's coming to South Carolina. And when he does, it's going to shake up the college basketball world a little bit, man. I think, again, we're going to have to kind of take our attention away from football to really recognize how big of a deal it is. Because it's like you said, just imagine picking up the number 1 recruit in all of football, how big of a deal that would be and how big of a deal people would make that. Right. So it'll be huge, man. And I mean, just a huge early win for Lamont Paris. And then their job will be, okay, now you need to have a good season and get him drafted very highly. And then you can sell all that, and all these future prospects. So, but it will be a huge, huge deal for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge stepping stone if it goes the way that we want it to build up this men's basketball program to where it needs to be. I mean, obviously women are just absolutely killing it right now. I would love to see sold-out stadiums at the CLA for men's basketball. Can you imagine? I mean, it's been a long time coming for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
That's all I got for you, my brother. Have a good one.
Hey, man, appreciate you, Phil. Thanks so much for the call. Great stuff from Phil Harris. Guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into a quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you, more of your questions, comments, calls, and more. On the other side, you're tuned in to the Daily Crow. Okay. Yep. Should be good. I don't know. Sometimes Melon just bugs, dude. I don't know. Sometimes Melon just bugs out. So should be good with sound. Should be good with sound. Anyways, taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. Owen Turner, we should be good now. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, I don't know. Sometimes you just got to refresh it. I don't know why. Again, technology, great till it isn't. Technology is great till it isn't. So. Let's see. Phone lines are open. Want to continue hearing from you. David Garrick. With NIL money, quarterbacks may stay longer than they normally would. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, you're already seeing it, right? Maybe a guy like Josh Vann doesn't come back. A guy like Zach Pickens doesn't come back. I think NIL is definitely, I mean, especially, let's call it what it is, guys. Especially guys that are fringe NFL guys that are maybe like free agent type of guys. Why wouldn't you stay in college and collect that NIL check? Your NIL check is going to be more than your NFL check, Like, why not? Why not? So, yeah, I think you're going to see more guys staying for longer for sure. Wouldn't doubt it. Again, guys, we are taking your questions, your comments, your calls, of course. Who's going to be next to call in? I Dig Music. All due respect, I Dig Music. Everybody was doing NIL before it was legal, including South Carolina. Everybody's been throwing the bag forever. Most of what you're seeing right now was all happening behind the scenes anyways. So let's get to this question. Kevin C. says, Jalen Foster came out of nowhere to be an All-American last season. Who do you think on either side of the ball could surprise and be a big impact player? Devontae Reed at safety filling his role. I think that who else could be like a big surprise guy that we're not expecting much out of? I think Lavassier Carroll at running back, he's really not being talked about, not getting a lot of love. I don't really know what to expect from him because he played DB last year. Was once regarded as one of the top running backs in the recruiting cycles. Maybe he's a guy. Maybe he's a guy that, is a dude that steps up. Who else? Trey Kenyon. I think at tight end's a guy that could step up. Nobody's really talking about. I think on defense, Mo Kaba, Brad Johnson could have big years at linebacker. I think Strawn's going to lead us on the edge. I don't know if he's not getting the all SEC type love. I think he's going to lead us on the edge, though. Darius Rush, underrated player at corner. So I think there's definitely a couple candidates for what you're talking about. Chase in the Big Cock Club Discord says, don't have time to call, but a two-part question, Chris. Who has the better weapons, Rattler this year or Dylan Thompson his senior year? Dylan his senior year had who? Nick Jones. I Dig Music. What did I say? Did I not say Darius Rush? What did I say? What did I say? If I said something different, I apologize. I said, yeah, Darius Rush. I obviously know his name. Darius is a buddy at TSUS. So, oh, okay. I just making sure. I thought you were trying to correct the name. Anyways, yeah. So Dylan had Pharaoh Cooper. Pharaoh Cooper, Nick Jones, Busta Anderson. Who had the better weapons? I mean, I'd probably say right now, until proven otherwise, Dylan Thompson did, for sure. I mean, Pharaoh was a legitimate dude. We knew Nick Jones. He also had Shaq Rowland on that team. Yeah, it was definitely Dylan Thompson and had better weapons on that team. Yeah, Demir Bird was on that team. They had weapons on that offense. Until proven otherwise, that 14 offense was better, more talented. Could be different, though. Could be different. Chase also says, does Rattler beat Dylan for the single season passing yards record? I'm going to say no. I don't think he will surpass that. I think he has a really, really good season. Don't get me wrong. But I think we are going to run the football this year. I don't think it's going to be as pass heavy as that 14 team was. So I don't think he'll break the record. I mean, if he does, we're going to have a great year. Matt Jones, what do you think of DK talking up Corey Rucker? Yeah, excited to see Rucker. Again, a guy that was a impact player at Arkansas State as a freshman, and he's not getting nearly the hype of an Antoine Wells or whatever, but we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do. I mean, it's great to hear. I mean, obviously he's going to hype up his teammate and talk of his teammate, but Rucker's got a lot of hype from a lot of people, so we'll see if he can live up to it. Let's see. Owen Turner says, does R.J. Roderick take a step this year? Man, doesn't it feel like R.J. Roderick's been on campus for just ever? Like, that man's been on campus forever, dude. And I know a lot of Gamecock fans, let's just call it what it is. Y'all don't love R.J. Roderick. Y'all don't love him, right? Y'all don't love R.J. Roderick. I'm not going to sit here and say that R.J. is an elite safety. He has not played that way. You'd hope in his final season he's primed for his best year of football. I'll just say that. You would hope so. Billy Napier taking the podium now at SEC Media Days. Billy Napier taking the podium now. Are we not getting Facebook comments? Because I'm not seeing anything from Facebook right now, unless you guys just aren't commenting. I dig music. Doesn't it feel like RJ still can't tackle? This is the sentence that gets me from I dig music. I don't know who this is. He's wearing number 1 this year. I think he will do better. What does him wearing number 1 have anything to do with how good he's going to play? Anyways, though, I think he'll do better bad angles and tackling. You would hope in his final season he's going to ball out. You would certainly hope so. Joe Anders, who were your top surprises on either side of the ball? I'm going Jalen Brooks and Alex Huntley. My surprises, I'm expecting big things from Huntley. I wouldn't call him a surprise. I think Huntley's going to be a starter for us. My top surprises, again, I'll go like we'll say this. Surprises because I think if you're a diehard fan, they're not going to be major surprises, right? But for the casual fan that just knows like the Jaheim Bells of the world and the Spencer Rattlers, they don't really know the roster like we do. I think the surprises are going to be Trey Kenyon at tight end. And on the defensive side, I think Anthony Rose, the freshman. I think he will play a lot and make an impact for us. So that's the 2 guys I'm going with. Going out on a limb there. Going out on a limb. Caleb Thomas Fishing says, your thoughts on having a whiteout at Willie B? Hear me out on that point, Caleb. A whiteout, I don't know if I'd really want to do a whiteout. Here's what I'm thinking, though, with uniforms, right? Here's what I'm thinking about uniforms. We don't do battle armor anymore. Hear me out. Hear me out. The media team does a great job. They don't need my suggestions, but just hear me out on this one. If we're not going to do battle armor anymore, which I'm totally fine with, cool. Why not be different? And like how the NFL will announce their uniform schedule, they set all their uniforms before the season starts. Why don't we do that? Let's set a uniform schedule. Let's set a theme for every game. I just saw Ole Miss on Twitter. They're doing like a stripe thing in the stadium. I'm seeing, Tennessee does their checkerboard thing. Why don't we do something? Why not just announce every single game, every single uni, just take all the drama out of it? We're not doing battle armor anyways. Like, what difference does it make? Why not be able to look at the schedule and go, oh, we're wearing big game garnet for Georgia. Oh, we're going with all black for Tennessee. Oh, we're wearing white, black, white for Missouri. Like why not go ahead and just do that? We're wearing the Black Magic uniforms for Charlotte, for Georgia State. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be something different. It's a way to differentiate yourself. And again, you're not doing battle armor anymore anyways. So just be different and go ahead and give us a uniform schedule. But I don't know, a whiteout, I don't know that I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'd be all game for it. I do. What would be a great game to do it? Georgia. You know why? Because it's going to be 100 degrees in Willie B and humid. Why not? Why not? Cocky Twan says, the biggest surprise will be how good the D-line is this year. Well, if you listen to all these SEC Network guys and, you listen to talking heads, that's one of their greatest concerns for sure is our defensive line. And I don't blame them. We couldn't stop the run worth a lick last year, right? So got to be better. Got to be better up front. Got to be better at the line of scrimmage. You'll get an early test at Arkansas for sure. Not Cocky Twan. I Dig Music says, I think we will wear new uniforms for game 1 this year. I hope so. I hope Beamer puts a stamp on the unis. I know people get so tired of hearing about uniforms, talking uniforms, but guys, if you don't think branding and appearance is important, you're not paying attention. You don't pay enough attention because it is. Your brand and how you look is important. It is. It is. So, Owen Turner, if we were left Under Armour, which brand would look best, Nike or Jordan? I'd prefer Jordan. I love J's. I'd prefer Jordan. I'd be cool with Nike. Dude, Nike's just so superior to Under Armour in every way. Every way, dude. So, I don't know. Joseph, I've been saying forever now, a whiteout at Willie B with Sandstorm would be insane. Just fans, players wear big game garnet. Or I don't know if you're saying black garnet or big game garnet. Either way, though. Hey, can you imagine doing a whiteout with your white Beamer Ball rally towel? And I will have those to show you on the Friday Daily Crow. You will see those. Again, I'll have those for sale. Cannot wait to pick those up tomorrow, man. I'm super pumped. My guy sent me pictures and videos, and we've been promoting them, all that stuff, and they just look incredible. They look incredible. They look incredible. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. Can't wait to get them out to you guys. You guys get your hands on them. Going to be awesome, man. Going to be awesome for sure. Jeff Gullidge. With our loaded backfield, do you think we'll see Amos get some touches this season? Probably not. If he does, Jeff, it's probably in mop-up duty. You know, it's crazy. I thought he looked really good in 2020. And, I thought he might factor in, but unfortunately he's just been buried on the depth chart. And, I mean, listen, it's SEC football, and this is the best player will play. Yeah, so I do not think that Amos really gets any carries. I don't think – where? How do you get any carries, man? How do you get any carries? I think you've got Beal Smith, you got Lloyd, you got Juju McDowell, you got Lavassier Carroll. Where does Amos – maybe Amos is your fourth, but realistically, you're not giving the ball to 4 different running backs in a game. That's just not happening. I Dig Music. I feel like the only one who's a huge fan of Satterfield. You're a huge fan, you're saying. I expect him to improve each season. Sorry for blowing up the chat. Just excited for football. Hey, I Dig Music. Blow up the chat anytime you like, my guy. That's the whole point. Please blow up the chat. I'm not like anti-Sat. I'm also not like pumping Sat up. This season will tell us all we need to know. You either get the job done offensively and we produce offensively, or you don't. It's as simple as that. There will be no excuse. If the offense doesn't work, it'll fall on one guy, and it's Marcus Satterfield. It'll fall on one guy, man. So somebody said something. James Rogers says Nike makes the worst shoes on earth. Says he'd take a Walmart shoe over Nike. You must have had a bad experience, my guy, because I think Nikes are fresh. I think Nikes are fire. So I don't know, my guy. What are you're saying? The Under Armour shoes are more comfortable, which that would be a wild take. Wild. Jonathan Bowers, my main concern's O-line. Even though we return everyone, still doesn't give me comfort the way they played. They have to be better. Yeah, you'd be – how could you view that position as anything but a question mark going into the season? Again, I have not sat down and rated my – done my position at preview series and given my grades, but I think you can all imagine the grade's not going to be wonderful based off of last year. And, you can look at it. You can look at it from both sides. Yes, you return a lot of experience. You return your top 7 linemen, top 8 linemen. You got what I say, 129 career starts back. But so you got experience, but is it good experience? You know what I mean? Like, experience don't mean shit if you're not very good, right? It don't. You could be a veteran. You've done the same thing for 20 years, but if you're not good. And all you've been doing is reinforcing bad habits. You're not worth a damn. Experience don't matter in that regard, does it? Right? So will they improve? We'll see. You got a lot of experience. Does that spell an improvement? I don't know. Tyler Gay, Facebook question not showing up. I don't know. I didn't see a question from you. Ask it again, my guy. I didn't. Oh, here we go. Now I see it. What did you think of Jordan Rodgers and Greg McElroy saying we're the second best team to them going into the season? Yeah, that was, I mean, again, I mentioned this earlier in the first hour, but we're catching a lot of hype, and I love it. I love it. I love the amount of hype we're catching. It feels good to have some buzz, have some momentum, have some expectations, have some excitement around Carolina football. So I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. I mean, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists out there that believes, oh, God, ESPN just hates Carolina. The SEC network guys, they hate Carolina. I think those guys do a pretty good job of just being real and being genuine and being authentic and just calling it as they see it. And, making predictions, guys, it's not easy, right? Like, you're going to piss somebody off. You're going to piss somebody off no matter what. There's no perfect prediction out there because guess what, guys? We were talking about this late last night in the Big Cock Club Discord. Somebody has to have a bad season. Like, not everybody's going to have a good season, guys. Not everybody can go 8-4. Somebody has to go 5-7. Somebody has to go 6-6. Somebody has to go 4-8 or whatever. Somebody's got to miss a bowl game. Not everybody can have a good season. So, but nobody wants to be picked to have a bad season, right? You think Missouri fans aren't pissed off that they're being picked to finish 6th in the league? And, again, the media's picks and everything will drop tomorrow, but somebody's got to have a bad year. So making predictions isn't easy, but I love it. I love all the positive hype. I love all the positive momentum. I love the banter and the back and forth from those guys, from Rodgers and McElroy. And, again, I'm someone that I don't understand why people, they hate it. So, oh my God, it's rat poison. Guys, yeah, for the football team it is, but for us, for fans, I love it. I love it. Give us all the hype. Give us all the expectations. It's your job as Coach Beamer and this football team to block out the noise, right? But what are we supposed to do? What's the media supposed to do? Like when they're talking Alabama and Georgia, just say they're terrible just to create some narrative because that's what Saban and Kirby want to hear? No, I mean, you got to call it as you see it. That's what predictions and projections are. So when you're getting hype, guys, it's only a positive because it means you're doing something right. You're doing something right. You won 7 games. You won a bowl game. You added Spencer Rattler. You added a bunch of talented football players. That's why you're getting love. That's why you're getting love. So, and I love to see it. I love to see it. Mark Regal, Dylan Wanham coming back will help. Have we forgotten he was our best O-lineman in 2020? Yeah, I like Wanham a lot. I think he's an NFL guy. If he can get healthy and stay healthy, I think he's a next level type of dude. So, I mean, Mark, I don't think anybody's forgotten he's coming back. I just think the line as a whole last year was trash. It was bad. It was bad. I think the line will be better because they can't be worse. And I think having Spencer Rattler, having stability under center, I think having that stability will help us out a lot. I think it will. I think it will help us out a ton. Guys, we're rocking and rolling here on this Wednesday. We're going to jump into another quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. 843-790-3377. Let's dive back into the questions. Luke RJ says, do you see Satterfield throwing the ball more with Rattler this year? Maybe 60-40 passing to rushing. I know he likes to be balanced, but not sure what our percentage was last year. I definitely think we'll throw it more, and I think it just makes sense, right? You add these weapons on the outside, and you have a quarterback now that can get the ball outside of your playmakers. I think it would just make sense. You will throw it more. I think we want to be as balanced as possible. Obviously, you don't want to be leaning too much one way or the other because you want to, if a defense is able to take one facet of the game away, you can beat them another way. But I think we will throw it more. Yes, I think we will definitely throw it more. And I think it's just because, again, we will have the actual capability to throw it more. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
From
Chase Floyd.
Chase, what's up, man? How are you?
Working, man. Out here throwing the water around. But real quick, I found a minute in between stops. We were talking about the offensive line before the break, and I just wanted to make the comment. I think it was either Mike Uva or Ben Portnoy. I can't remember, but I know they brought in an interview yesterday I listened to. They were talking about Greg Atkins, and I didn't realize, I don't know if I was just missed it last year, but I didn't realize he had missed so much time with the team last year. And I didn't know if you were aware of that or if I didn't. I had no idea. So, I mean, no wonder that has to play out. It gives me optimism for this year. And, I mean, like we said, starting 5 back, that's great, but we've clearly seen the floor of how bad it can be. It can only go up. So hearing he's in better health this year and going to be there, because I don't know about you, but I remember, I didn't play in college ball, but I played plenty of high school. I remember when my position group, coach was out for a day or two, and you'd have somebody fill in at practice. It was totally different. Yeah, they knew the outline of what we were doing, but the details weren't there. So, I mean, if Greg Atkins was missing that much time to where it's being brought up at media days, and I think even Shane Beamer had said something about, him being back and some being there and stuff, and it's just like, it gives me hope. And so maybe, I'm not saying that was all the issues with the offensive line last year, but man, hearing that and hearing Greg, actually in good health and going to be there this year, I mean, what does that look like when the boys ain't having 2 or 3 different coaches telling them what they're supposed to do every week? If he, and getting a solidarity of the coach that's supposed to be coaching them, getting that coaching every week from the same guy, I mean, that's big. That's huge in a game. So that gives me some hope, and I just wanted to ask you, it makes me feel better after hearing that yesterday. And I don't know if a lot of people knew that or if I was just living under a rock and I'd never heard that detail last year or what, but it makes me feel better. So I'm going to get back in the truck and keep running, but you're in there, bud. Keep it up, and I'll take your thoughts off there. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Chase. Great call and a great point. I'm glad you bring it up. And yeah, I mean, listen, I heard about last year that he was dealing with some health issues, and I think most of us or a lot of us didn't expect him to be back because of those issues, right? A lot of us did not expect him to be back as the offensive line coach because of his health. But yeah, I mean, you hear that. Mike Uva obviously addressed it and or brought it up, if you will, at SEC Media Days. And I mean, it definitely makes an impact. Listen, you don't have your position coach. That's a big deal. So there are reasons. You're right, Chase. There are reasons to be excited about the offensive line, that it will be improved. Again, number one is we can't get worse. That's a positive. We won't get worse because we can't get worse. But yeah, I think certainly Atkins actually being healthy, being a part of the football team, being involved with the offensive line, that should help as well. Having your position coach matters. So that's a great point you bring up, Chase. And yeah, I mean, I think certainly it will spell improvement. I think there's multiple reasons to look at and say they should be improved because of this, and this. And Atkins' return is a big one as well. No, it's, I dig music. It was just health. I don't know exactly what in regards to health it was, but he was away from the team for a bit. He was away from the team, and just glad to hear he's doing well. I mean, take away the football side, just glad to hear he's doing well as a human being. But yeah, certainly that should play a major role in the improvement of the offensive line. Travie says, let's see. Who leads us in wide receiver receptions this year? I will go. I don't know. See, it's tough. Is it Wells or is it Van? Right? Who gets targeted more? And I'm not going to include Bell in this because I'm going to put him as a tight end or he's like his own position. I'll go Van until Wells shows it to me. Let me just put it that way. I'll go with the safe bet and go Josh Van. I'll go with the safe bet and go Josh Van. So let's see. How about this? We made it to 125 and no Robbie Davis call. And that's, I feel like I was like, what is missing right now? It's no Robbie Davis call. Cameron Upshaw Jr., Gamecocks commit, just tweeted Gamecock Nation. I think we just got us one. So there you go. Okay. Interesting comment. Interesting comment there from old Cameron Upshaw Jr. Let's see. Let's see. I dig music. Leggett and Brooks may have some touches too. Good question. I think Leggett will definitely get touches. I think Leggett gets touches. I don't think Jalen Brooks is a factor in the receiver room. I think at best he's wide receiver 5. Missing a lot of the time he missed last year, missing all the spring ball. I think your top receivers you're looking at, guys, are your top pass catchers. Van, Wells, Rucker, Bell, Stogner, Dak Joyner, Leggett. Where does Brooks factor in? I don't think Brooks does factor in. Glad he's part of the football team. Iron sharpens iron. Good to have another body. Don't think he factors in as a weapon for us. But it's just nice to have him. It's nice to have him. So either way. Glad he got everything figured out and he's back with Carolina football. So, guys, be sure to check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 677, a full breakdown of what was talked about yesterday at SEC Media Days. Also, we continue along with the 2022 opponent preview series. On today's show, we talk the Arkansas Razorbacks. What a big game that is in Fayetteville. And also, Brian Elam, former Carolina defensive back, he joined me for a conversation. Great interview. Again, one I know that you are sure to enjoy. So check that out as well. We got a packed week, man. Exciting week. Content's flowing. We're in the new studio. This thing will look more put together. It will look more put together. I don't even think this is going to be the setup moving forward. I'm going to be adding some stuff this weekend. I got another desk coming in. Going to be hanging stuff, like I said. So I know you guys will roll with the punches and all that. And, the setup is for fun. The setup's for us. The aesthetics are important, but it's not what makes the Daily Crow what it is. It's not. But I like the aesthetics. I like to have cool things in the background. So we'll get that all set up. We'll get all that set up, and sooner rather than later, that will be a thing for us. But in the meantime, guys, appreciate y'all rocking. Tomorrow we are at Carolina Ale House, Somerville, for stop number 1 of the TSUS tour. I am so excited for that. Again, we had a great conversation yesterday with the Carolina Ale House folks and their Milson Coors vendor. Good chance, I think it's happening. Good chance we are going to have giveaways, and also at all of our events, we're going to give away free merch, free Beamer Ball merch to start, free T-shirts. Also beginning tomorrow, we'll have the Beamer Ball towels on sale. That will be at the Somerville location, Carolina Ale House Somerville, as well as the koozies will be there on sale, $5 for each of those. Going to be a lot of fun, man. Going to be a good time. My guy, Gatling Images, is going to be out there tomorrow night shooting some pictures as well. We're going to have a blast, man. Everything gets going, by the way, at 6 o'clock, if you are not familiar, and that is for every single one of the Ale House stops. 6 o'clock is when things will get going. And we'll just kind of go throughout the night. We'll do a little Q&A session. I'll have a mic and a speaker, and we can talk Gamecocks and do some Q&A and just shoot the shit and have us a good time. And we'll go just 6 until y'all want to leave. There's really not a stopping point. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're not going to be there till 2 a.m., but 6 until, man. We'll just hang out and have a good time, and a great opportunity for fellowship and great opportunity for us to talk kind of football and get really excited and talk Gamecocks. And I can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, something I've always wanted to do, and for it to come to reality and come to fruition, I can't thank Carolina Ale House enough. And really excited. Really excited. Tyler Gay says, which unit's more dominant, O-line or D-line? Which is more important? Both are important, but I think the O-line really shows up this year in a big way. Both are massively important, Tyler. Both are massively important. I would say O-line's more important because what last year showed you, we can have a good defense, a solid defense, without having a great run defense. You will not have a good offense with no good with a dog shit O-line. You just won't. You will not have a good offense if the O-line stinks again. You won't. I don't care what playmakers you have. I don't care what weapons. If you don't have a good offensive line, it throws everything out of whack. Throws everything out of whack. So Jeff Gullidge, yes, Monday. Steven Garcia. Yes, Steven Garcia will join us first time, and he will join us every single Monday starting next Monday. So looking forward to it, man. Going to be a blast. Going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to it for sure. Yes, going to be so much fun. Going to be so much fun. So again, guys, phone lines are wide open. 843-790-3377 right now. Is Billy Napier still? I don't think he is. Yeah, he's still at the podium. He's been up there a little while, hasn't he? Billy Napier at the podium. Things are rocking at SEC Media Days. How about Roman Harper this morning? Quote, is South Carolina a true threat in the SEC East? The answer is yes. So, bro, we're catching all kinds of hype. I mean, we are catching all of the hype. And I love it. Like I said, I love it. I love the hype. I absolutely love the hype, man. Give it all to us. Tyler Gay, you ought to come out to Fayetteville with all of us. We're taking a group of 21 down there. Tyler, you forget, my friend, we will have a watch party at Carolina Ale House. My preference and where I think we will be is the downtown Greenville location for that first one. But Tyler, I don't go to any of the road games, my friend, because I do watch parties at Carolina Ale House, which I thoroughly enjoy. So, Tyler, y'all be safe. Y'all have a good time. Y'all give them hell, and y'all bring victory back to the great state of South Carolina, if that's indeed where you are coming from or leaving from, whatever. And yes, I was going to say that even includes the Clemson game. I'm thinking for the Clemson game, we will do the watch party. We will do the watch party in Columbia. I think that would be awesome to be kind of like hunkered down on our home base for the Clemson game. But Jonathan Bowers, yes, I will have the Beamer Ball towels in Somerville. Yes, 110% yes. I am literally on the way down to Columbia, sliding by my merch guy's spot, his haven, if you will, where all the work takes place, all the magic happens. He's got the Beamer Ball towels ready to go, all printed. They will be there at the Somerville location. This first run is 100 towels. My hope and expectation is them things are going to sell out like that, and I'm going to have to get another 100 more, get 500 more, just get it, however many we need to get. I'm hoping they go fast. I'm hoping they go real fast. So buy them up. Please buy them up. But I will have them on location, yes, and they will be available via the online store. Yes, absolutely, my friend. I can't wait. They're going to look awesome. I mean, they do. They do look awesome. He's already printed them. They look incredible. So take advantage, man. You want to have your Beamer Ball towel? You want to have your Beamer Ball towel, my guy. You want to have your Beamer Ball towel. So Mark Stoops is at SEC Media Days. He said, quote, I don't know how many people in the world can throw the ball the way he does with the velocity, talking about Will Levis. I know one, his name's Spencer Rattler. Dude, August 27th, SEC football begins. Vanderbilt, Hawaii, bro. We are, and by the way, guys, you see it, by the way, obviously in the breaks. Join the Big Cock Club. Obviously, no Tin Roof tonight, right? The Tin Roof show is coming to an end. That's going to give us more opportunities to just do more stuff with the Big Cock Club. And I'm thinking like weekly hangouts are going to be a thing. For example, somebody mentioned it. For example, when South Carolina starts airing that Gamecock football welcome home thing on ESPNU, the plan is we're going to watch it all together. We're all going to watch it in the Big Cock Club. You can ask anybody that's in this chat, that's in the Big Cock Club. I know Luke RJ was in there last night. We were up to like 12:30 at night last night talking kind of football and life and business and all that, and really, really good stuff. And it's just, again, a great opportunity for us to all connect and really we have I'll tell you this, guys, we have a lot of conversation that is not included or on the Daily Crow, on social media. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff I talk about and discuss. And so yeah, join the Big Cock Club today, patreon.com/Big Cock Club. Also wanted to mention this, because my guy Luke RJ, I told you to keep me accountable. This is a GoPro. This means that the Behind the Beak series, the vlog, which will be to the masses, it will not be just a Big Cock Club thing, because I want everybody to enjoy it. Behind the Beak will return. Behind the Beak's going to return. So starting today, I'm going to get this puppy. We got the battery here. We got this guy right here. We got this guy, the storage. So we're going to start shooting video, right? We're going to start shooting video again. The vlog series is something I've done before, something I love to do, honestly. It's something I love to do, right? Well, looks like I did not empty out enough storage in this guy. Either way, we're going to get it rocking today. Let's see. Brendan, Connor, Cody, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Tyler Gay, I know I've said this before, but bro, if you did make some car magnets of all of your logos, I'd buy them all. I have not. I got to find a vendor for car magnets, Tyler. That's something I hadn't thought about. But, car magnets could work. Car magnets could certainly work. So, also, I got to find a sticker guy up here in Greenville. I've got one in Columbia. I guess I could still use him, but yeah, I got to find a guy. John, no Rebecca today. Not yet. I'm sure you're going to, I think you just set off the bat signal. So I'm sure you just set off the bat signal. I'm sure it will happen, but so you're tuning in just in time, my guy. You haven't missed anything yet. My dude. You haven't missed anything yet. So let's see. Let's see. Is Napier still? No, Napier's not at the podium anymore. What to make of Florida? Very interesting team this year. Anthony Richardson, a good quarterback, dual threat guy. Obviously, we did not see him last year for whatever reason. I don't remember why. Was he injured or I don't know. They just were stupid. Dan Mullen was an idiot, didn't play him. AR-15. So, John, Sewell's week 1 going to be the place to be. John, I don't think I even told you this yet, by the way, John. And this is for everybody, but John obviously is a huge part of our tailgate at Sewell's, and I appreciate him. How about this, Anthony Richardson? Side note, he's decided to no longer use the nickname AR-15. My name and brand are no longer associated with the assault rifle that's been used in mass shootings. Okay, so he's only AR. I didn't know that. Anyways, Sewell's, John, and everybody else. Had my call yesterday with Carolina Ale House. Again, the Milson Coors vendor who they work with, obviously directly, was on there. We talked about doing free merchandise, which we would give away at the tailgates. They also even talked about they are looking for a tailgate to partner with and to sponsor practically. What that means is John and everybody else for the Sewell stuff, they would come out, bring cornhole boards, right? They'd bring entertainment. They'd bring swag to give away. And most importantly, they'd bring free beer. They'd bring free alcohol for all of you, right? Because I don't drink anymore, but they bring free alcohol for all of you. They asked me. They even asked me. They said, would you feel comfortable partnering up with an alcohol brand? Do you think that your audience would appreciate it? I was like, my friend, my audience would drink you dry. I promise you. They will drink every drop of every can of beer you can supply. So We're still working on it. I'm not making any promises, but they certainly did mention that. And I'll let you all know. That would be incredible. If the TSUS tailgate located at Seawells, sponsored by Miller Lite. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? The place to be. The place to be. So I will keep you all updated and let you all know what the move is. But, yeah, big things, big shit happening. All my folks at Seawells, all the people we tailgate with, they don't have any clue what they got into when they allowed TSUS to enter that facility. They don't have any clue of what we're working on, what's going on. They are going to be ecstatic if this all comes to fruition. So yeah. Yeah. If there's free beer, RIP everybody we play, because the folks coming out of Seawells will be on one. And they already are. Guys, our folks at Seawells party. The people I tailgate with party. Ask John Rice. They party. I was telling him, I was like, dude, we're talking about, this is a tailgate, like people are playing flip cup, they're playing beer pong, they're taking shots, jello shots, like 7 p.m. kickoff. My people are getting out there at like 11 a.m. Like, this is a real tailgate, like real tailgate. So we have us a damn good time. A damn good time. So it's going to be, a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah, Brendan, you need to get out to Seawells, my guy. Brendan, obviously in the band. In the band, he has he has trouble getting out there. But yeah, Brendan, whenever you can, come on out. Will Korb, have you heard anything else about Gigi Jackson? Will, Gigi Jackson, it's not a matter of if he's a Gamecock. It's just a matter of when he's going to announce. That's it. That's it. I don't, and I'll tell you this, I don't need a message board to tell me that. I don't need to be an insider to know that. Read the room, feel the vibe, trust yours truly. It's happening. It's happening. It's okay. I know you're a beaten, battered, and bruised Gamecock fan, and you don't like to get your hopes up, but it's, to me, the way I view it, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, it ain't a matter of if he's a Gamecock. It is a matter of when he decides to make the announcement. Because it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Tyler Gate got me a spot at Seawells with one of my buddies, Marcel Glock, this year, so I'll finally get to check out the TSUS tailgate. I've been at the gates for the past 10 years. How about it, Tyler? I feel like Seawells, by the way, you know, I don't have any sort of affiliation with Seawells. They should probably be showing us some love, because I've got to imagine there are people that probably, because we were tailgating at Seawells, they probably were like, oh, dang, maybe we should tailgate at Seawells. I'm sure they picked up some business from that. Like, I have to figure something. Travis, you know what I might do? I might stand in front of, because, you know, I'm going downtown, and I might stand in front of Halls in Greenville and be like, just wanted to tweet about it and tell you Gigi Jackson will be a Gamecock. And since I tweeted about it, it's official. Had to tweet about it. Had to tweet about it. Yeah. Be sure, whatever you do, and listen, if you go to Halls and don't tweet about it, it does not count. You didn't actually go. You didn't actually go. Let's see. Rebecca has woken up. Guys, we're going to jump into one final break, but I want to continue to hear from you more of your questions, your comments, your calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 10 minutes or so here in the Daily Crow, taking your questions, comments, calls. Really, really great day, man. Awesome stuff. Yesterday was incredible. SEC Media Days continues to roll on. Tomorrow, the media will drop their picks as well. Preseason all SEC team. Really good stuff, man. It's an exciting time. We're just 45 days away from kickoff. 16 days. Guys, 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks fall camp gets going. That's it. 2.5 weeks. August the 5th. So it is right around the corner, man. It is right around the corner. Looking forward to it. Gonna be a blast. Let's see. It's so weird. There's a Clemson account that was like talking crap to me. And they were literally tagging a guy that was my co-host that literally hasn't been my co-host in 3 years, over 3 years. I don't know. Clemson people are just not very smart. Anyways, let's see. Who's up? Is anybody at the podium right now? Let's see. No, they're showing Auburn's schedule. Auburn's got, what a tough opening. Mercer and San Jose State back to back. What a time. Let's see. John says, with the bright idea, John says, can Rebecca be the Tennessee podcast for SEC Unfiltered? I don't know. Can Rebecca do the Tennessee pod? Well, Rebecca hates Tennessee, John. So tell me how that would work out. Tell me how that would work out. You explain that to me. Tyler Gay, you'll have to let me know where you're at that Saturday and we can catch a pig together. Hey, we'll spin the pig. Why not? We love it. We love to do it, man. Come on by. Hey, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Tyler Gay, check out Henry's Smokehouse. Yeah, any suggestions you guys have in Greenville, let me know. Again, I just moved here, so it's funny, like Greenville's not like it's like, oh yeah, like when I moved to Columbia, I was very familiar with it because I'd been there so much for games, and I really viewed it as like a second home. Greenville, I'm not familiar with shit, really. I mean, I've been to Floor Field. What else have I done? I mean, I've been downtown once before. Like I went with my family once, but like we didn't really do a whole lot. So I don't know where to go. I don't know the spots. Any suggestions you got, let me know. I'm excited to, I think next week I'm going to catch a Greenville Drive game. I've actually never been to a Greenville Drive game. I've been to Carolina Clemson at Floor Field. Never been to a Greenville Drive game. I'm excited to catch the Swamp Rabbits, I think. Swamp Rabbits. Also got to meet up with the old buddy Mark Ryan up here. Everybody's favorite guy. God, that's a selfie that would break the internet, wouldn't it? Me and Mark Ryan chilling. What a time. Yeah, just a little hey, with everybody with everybody's favorite Gamecocks media guy. No, I wouldn't put that label on Mark. Let's see. Yeah, Tyler, I'm actually going, let's see. Swamp Rabbit. A lot of good suggestions. Luke RJ. Hopefully Satterfield and Rattler can keep teams from stacking the box. Yeah, I mean, I think we will. Again, it will be the goal, and I think what the plan will be is to be as balanced as possible. We want to be balanced, and I think we'll be able to do that more so than we did last year. I think the biggest thing in the passing game, Luke RJ, I think the biggest thing in the passing game is just the fact that we will have a downfield passing threat, right? Even when we were able to pass last year, it just did not feel like we had a real, I mean, Josh Van turned into a deep threat of sorts, but we just didn't have like that, I did not feel like downfield passing was our strength. It was not our strength. Complete side note, by the way, I just saw a Burger King commercial. Does anybody, like, who eats that? Like, I'm not knocking you if you eat Burger King or McDonald's or like, bro, but there's so many other options. Like, I don't know, man. I'm really not a fast food guy. Anyways, back to the topic of conversation. Yeah, I think the addition of Wells, Van being back, Bell, I think you'll have more of a vertical threat, which should open things up for the run game. Like, right, you don't want those safeties creeping down. They don't have to respect the deep ball. And now you've got a quarterback, though, that if they do that, right, you got the athletes and you got the quarterback with the arm that can burn those safeties. So I think it should definitely lead to a more balanced attack this year. I do. Yep. Tyler Gay, no one's really talked about the fastest guy on the team, Dante Miller. I think he's going to have some packages made just for him and his speed. Well, Tyler, I mean, all due respect, there's a lot of guys. You touch the football, where does he factor in? Maybe he can be a return guy. I don't know. There's a lot of dudes that talk about Tyler, and he came from Columbia, and I don't really know what that means or how good he can be. I know he's fast, but I guess I would say the same thing about him that I said about E.J. Jenkins. Just because you're big doesn't make you a good football player, and just because you're that fast. I mean, hey, you have that kind of speed, it can be utilized. I don't know that he's a guy that, I look at going in the season like, this is a guy right here that's going to pop. I mean, I hope he does. And I think South Carolina will, and Shane Beamer and that coaching staff will utilize him properly to get the most out of him. SEC media is, according to ESPN FPI, most projected SEC wins in 2022. The Gamecocks are projected to have 3.2 SEC wins. 3.2. So that would equal a 3-5 SEC record and a probably 6-6 season. So that's what the FPI says, which who gives a shit, but that's what they say. Georgia with the most, of course, 7.3, Bama 7.1. So there you go. ESPN FPI, again, who gives a damn, but that's what they say. So David Garrick says grilled chicken bites from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good. Braddock says Chick-fil-A is about all the fast food I can do, although Arby's roast beef occasionally. Love it, my guy. Love it. Travis Lee, hope we can get a big lead on some teams so some of the younger quarterbacks can play. Yeah, so that's interesting, Travis. Again, in a couple of weeks, we'll start our position unit preview series. That is a big storyline, I think, with the quarterbacks. We're all focused on Rattler, as we should be. But one of the big storylines, I think, is you'd like to see some of your other quarterbacks get some action. And the only way that's going to happen is if you're winning in blowout fashion or large enough fashion to get them in realistically. But you'd really like to see, right? Some of these guys get an opportunity. I had people asking about, let's say we win 8 games, right? We go to the what bowl we go to? The freaking Gator Bowl, whatever bowl game. It doesn't matter. Outback Bowl, whatever. Would Spencer Rattler play? Would he opt out, right? And I think he probably would. Again, that's a conversation we'll hopefully be having months from now. But I almost think it'd be a good thing because then you're getting somebody else the experience and an opportunity. And because, guys, this time next year, quarterback is going to go from being, we got Spencer Rattler, we're set to, it's going to be a huge question mark yet again because, yeah, you have talent, but I mean, it's going to be a question because you're like, okay, this guy's never taken the snaps before. He's never led a football team and been a starter. And so, I mean, I think the more experience you can get some guys, the better. Again, I want to see Spencer Rattler play as many snaps as possible. You worry about next year. But, if you can get Tanner Bailey and Braden Davis and even Luke Doty some looks this year and, in the bowl game, a bunch of them play, I think it'd be nothing but a positive to have that happen. Luke RJ, I'd have to look at the stats, my friend. I don't have the – I guess I could pull the stats up for you, my guy. I guess I could pull it up. Because you can look at stats will tell you how much we ran and how much we threw. Let's see. I don't have percentages here, but I can tell you, Luke RJ, we ran the ball 468 times last year, and we threw it 360 times. So we ran it more than we threw it. Again, I don't know exactly what the spread is on that percentage-wise. Do the math. Add 468 plus 360, and do the division, whatever the percentage. But so there's your percentage. 468 to 360. Yeah. Braddock, I did see Coach Beamer say that he's going to media days next year with Rattler. He also winked, so I think he knows. Yeah, I think he knows that Rattler's gone. That is the expectation, and that will spell a successful season. Him leaving, getting drafted, that will mean he had a good year. Brandon M said, okay, 50. And you know what's funny? I think I actually said 70-30 going into last year, which was aggressive. I probably shouldn't have said that. But so we're about 57-43. Good math from Brendan M. Shout out to him. In favor run to pass last year. I think it will be much more balanced. I think there's even a chance it's 55-45 pass to run just because you have Spencer Rattler. Guys, we've hit 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. Again, I apologize. No Daily Crow tomorrow, but again, it's just because we've got the trip down to Carolina Ale House, Somerville location. Cannot wait for the TSUS tour to get going. Daily Crow will be back on Friday. Podcast will drop as normal Friday. In the meantime, check out the podcast that dropped this morning. Stay tuned. All of our content bleeding out the eyeballs. Folks, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Appreciate you all tuning in, and we will talk to you on Friday.